Today, let's talk about why society is harsher on single mothers than absent fathers. Single motherhood is often treated as a personal failure rather than a social reality. People ask what she did wrong before asking what went missing. Judgment arrives early, loud, and confidently. Meanwhile, absence is often met with silence. This contrast reveals more about society than about parents themselves. Mothers are culturally expected to be self-sacrificing and ever-present. So when a woman raises a child alone, she is seen as incomplete. The burden of perfection falls entirely on her shoulders. Any struggle becomes evidence of irresponsibility. The standard was never fair to begin with. Fathers, on the other hand, are often praised for minimal involvement. Presence is framed as optional rather than essential. Absence is softened with excuses and understanding. Life happens becomes a shield. Low expectations quietly protect them from scrutiny. Language plays a powerful role in shaping these judgments. Single mother carries moral weight and social suspicion. Absent father sounds temporary and passive. One is framed as a choice, the other as circumstance. Words decide who carries the blame. Economic pressure deepens this imbalance. Single mothers are blamed for financial hardship they didn't create alone. Structural issues are reduced to personal decisions. Support systems are questioned instead of strengthened. Struggle becomes proof of failure rather than resilience. Society often ignores the labor of staying. Raising a child alone requires emotional, physical, and mental endurance. Yet consistency is treated as expected, not admirable. The work disappears because it is done quietly. Staying is normalized, so it is never celebrated. Absence, however, creates distance from accountability. You cannot measure effort where there is no presence. No daily sacrifices are visible, so none are expected. Silence becomes a form of escape. Distance protects reputation. Cultural narratives reinforce these patterns from an early age. Mothers are taught that children define their worth. Fathers are taught that children are an addition to life. One identity is central, the other optional. This imbalance shapes adult judgment. Even media storytelling reflects this bias. Single mothers are often portrayed as cautionary tales. Absent fathers are written as complex or misunderstood. Responsibility is unevenly distributed on screen and off. Stories quietly teach people how to judge. This isn't about ignoring accountability from anyone. Both parents matter, and both choices carry impact. But accountability should follow action, not gender. Responsibility should be shared, not selectively enforced. Fairness begins with equal expectations. Awareness helps shift the conversation. Judgment closes doors that understanding could open. Support improves outcomes more than shame ever has. Children benefit when caregivers are strengthened, not attacked. Empathy is not approval, it is clarity. Reframing this issue requires honesty, not hostility. Single mothers are not the problem society imagines. Absent fathers are not invisible by accident. Double standards survive because they go unquestioned. Change begins when we notice what we've normalized.